Good evening, you're watching Estuary News, I'm Hugh Riches. In the headlines tonight, a petition against land development in North Lincolnshire and a Mariners-inspired ale hits the shelves. And later in tonight's programme, Roy Woodcock tells me about the launch of the East Yorkshire Tourism Awards, but before that, Joan Stocks on a Christmas choir concert in Alkborough. North East Lincolnshire Council and business leaders have today been given the go-ahead from central government to pilot the Greater Grimsby Town Deal. The announcement was included in the government's industrial strategy white paper published by the Business Secretary Greg Clark. The regeneration scheme aims to grow the local economy by more than £216 million per year, create up to 5,400 jobs across the enterprise zones and other key employment sites, and build 7,700 new homes. The plan aims to transform what it calls a place offer through the development of new higher education, waterfront housing and cultural and leisure facilities through the redevelopment of historic sites, including Victoria Mills and the Casbah on Grimsby Docks. Humberside Police is concerned for the welfare of a missing Scunthorpe woman. 25-year-old Kirsty Ashley was reported missing by a relative on the 16th of October. The force has made numerous attempts to contact her without success. Kirsty is white, 5 foot 3 inches tall and slim. She's known to visit Sheffield regularly. Anyone with information about Kirsty's whereabouts is asked to contact Humberside Police on 101, quoting log number 39 for the 16th of the 10th of 17, or Crime Stoppers anonymously on 0800 555 111. A petition to stop land being developed has been submitted to North Lincolnshire Council. The Topfield Action Group has been campaigning to prevent supermarket chain Lidl from converting the Topfield site. The development would include a Lidl store as well as a family pub and restaurant. The group's petition has 1,800 signatures, and they say it'll go to court if the council proceeds with the sale of the land at an undervalued price, contrary to the Local Government Act 1972. Agencies from across Hull have been educating younger people about domestic violence. Humberside Police, Hull City Council, Hull Domestic Abuse Partnership and Humberside Fire and Rescue Service have been at Greenway Academy unveiling new vehicles that sport the white ribbon. DCI Danny Patrick of Humberside Police says that he hopes the new vehicles will spread awareness about abusive relationships to younger people.
We're here with the 2 liveried vehicles to try and raise awareness with the children around abusive relationships and obviously spread the message as far and wide as we can that abusive relationships aren't healthy and actually try and get the kids involved and raise their understanding of what is and isn't healthy in terms of relationships. Domestic abuse has always been a priority for Humberside Police, and I think as people's understanding increases, people are feeling more confident in reporting it, and we're there to support those victims and the families, and hopefully this car will help us spread that message.
We've had a lot of other fire and rescue services contacting us interested in looking at similar approaches, because it's really having a measurable effect on some of the campaigns we're supporting. This one is the last one in Hull. We had an idea at the start of the City of Culture here that we might change all the colours of the fire engines, and actually that led into a wider discussion with partners around using it to raise awareness of key issues, and we've got 6 fire engines in Hull now that are hopefully bringing issues to this to fore, so people can at least start discussing them. And I think the Fire and Rescue Service hopefully can be positive role models in the area, and certainly the fact that it's visible, it's out there, it's on the run all the time, dealing with fires, road traffic collisions and everything else we do. So I think it's important that it can be getting that message across at the same time.
The kids seem to have a whale of a time, and actually it's really important to sort of engage with them at this early age, and I think they've done some activities with the cars today. The car and the appliance will be going around a variety of schools in the Hull area over the next couple of weeks, and we hope to get similar reactions from other kids.
There's a multi-agency partnership looking to raise awareness of domestic violence over the next few weeks, and I think they're looking at seeing potentially 12,000 children in the city, so absolutely fantastic, and you can hear the buzz and the excitement of the children behind getting involved with the fire crews here, the firefighters and the police as well.
Housing charity Shelter has issued a warning ahead of Christmas after the Homeless Helpline received a phone call from the Yorkshire and Humber region every 5 minutes last year. Research has shown that in 2016, the charity's national helpline received over 8,000 calls from the Yorkshire and the Humber in the 2 months leading up to Christmas. Now, in the run-up to Christmas this year, the charity has warned that the situation could get worse. They say that due to sky-high rents, problems with universal credit and a dearth of affordable homes, they're preparing for huge numbers of people to come to them looking for housing support. North East Lincolnshire Council is continuing to pledge its support to local businesses to mark this year's Small Business Saturday. This year's event takes place on the 2nd of December. The nationwide event, now in its 5th year, sees a nationwide promotion of small businesses' contributions to the local economy. The council will waive car park charges for the day, with the exception of Garden Street in Grimsby and Cleethorpes Leisure Centre. Local businesses will deliver special offers, an elf hunt around the borough, and a market within a market in Grimsby's top town. It builds on the success of the totally locally North East Lincolnshire movement, which saw businesses across the area offering deals for £5. And more from North East Lincolnshire Council. Planners have recommended approval for the Riverhead Cinema. The £20 million project will create a 9-screen cinema and 7 restaurants at the entrance of Freshney Place. The planners say that if the project is approved, then work must begin by 2020 and should be expected to take 12 to 14 months. On tonight's Hot Topic, I'll be speaking to Deanna Davison, the Conservative candidate for Hull North back in 2015, and for Sedgefield this year. I asked her if Hull North could ever be taken by the Tories.
I think to some extent it's been, I don't want to say a failing, but difficulties with the party over time in building up that support. I know when my fiancé John was first elected, I think there were 9...
That was the Hull City Council.
That was the Hull City Council. There were, I think, 9 Conservatives in the group. So, you know, quite a reasonable force there to actually try and affect change in the city. But things have dwindled since then, and obviously the Labour landslides of the 1990s didn't really help. And it's been difficult to build back up our support. But, you know, we're seeing it grow. We saw the best result in Hull North that we've seen in a very long time, with breaking the 10,000 vote mark for the first time in a long time. So it's getting there, but it's just making sure we get the right messages across.
I'm joined now by Joan Stocks, who's bringing festive cheer to Alkborough. Joan, welcome. Thank you very much for coming in.
Hello.
So, you've got a Christmas concert coming up. First of all, you should probably identify your choir.
Right, I belong to Alkborough Mixed Choir. We're an a cappella choir. We've been singing for 35, well, some of us have belonged to the choir for 35 years. We're always looking for new members, particularly men. And there are 17 to 20 of us in total. We practice every week on a Friday evening, but we break up for the summer months from the end of May until September.
And you've got a Christmas concert coming up. Details, please.
We've got a Christmas concert coming up at Normanby Hall, which is a wonderful occasion for a Christmas concert, a lovely atmosphere, magical atmosphere, and we always do this concert for charity. This year it is for the Alzheimer's Society, and the tickets are now sold out, you'll be happy to know.
Well, then,
but we are always looking for fresh places to sing and for people that we can help.
If you're already sold out, and maybe it's not worth mentioning, but just for the record, when's the concert?
This is on December the 12th. It's a Tuesday evening.
Normanby Hall.
Normanby Hall at Scunthorpe.
Okay, you said you've got 17 to 20 people, but you're particularly looking for men. What is it? Why are men so scarce on the ground as singers? Are we just shy?
Possibly. I think sometimes men are shy at joining in things, because I've heard them singing behind me in church or other venues, and why don't you join the choir? We usually go carol singing in the village and try and recruit people from there, see who can sing behind us. We've done that before.
Right. It's very healthy, of course, singing, isn't it, as well? I mean, it's good for the mind as well as for the physically healthy. It is,
and it helps. I was telling you, if I go to choir practice on a Friday evening with a problem on my mind, or I'm worried about anything, start singing, your problems just drift away for 2 hours. It's wonderful therapy.
It's better than a stiff drink, isn't it?
It is, yes.
What's on the programme for the Christmas concert? That's I would hope that it's going to be very Christmassy
It's
carols.
very varied, yes, Christmas carols, Christmas music. We also have people that do solo items, readings, guitar playing, flute. We are a very, even though I say it myself, we're a very talented group.
You're
And we have some very talented people.
You said it's been going for more than 30 years. Were you there at the beginning?
I was, no, 2 years it started off, I think, with a group of ladies. I think it was the vicar's wife who started them off. And the reason why they went a cappella was because they couldn't get a decent accompanist to begin with. And it's gone on from there, from strength to strength.
So is it always a cappella then?
Yes.
You never have any accompaniment at all?
Not really, no. Sometimes we have had, and if we've joined with other choirs to do anything at Easter, we've sung with accompaniment.
And you cover quite a large area. You'll go and sing. Well, you go and sing anywhere you're asked.
Anywhere we've asked, yeah. We've been as far as Gainsborough, Worksop.
Worksop, really. Now, what's in the future? We've got the Christmas concert. We've all got Christmas to get through. What's lies ahead for next year?
Well, next weekend as well, we've got the Festival of Trees in Scunthorpe, where different choirs sing, dance groups, and we're performing there next Saturday afternoon.
Whereabouts is
this
that?
This is at the Alkborough United Church. It's for the hospice charity.
Joan, I'm going to have to stop you there. Thank you so much, and lovely music.
Thank you.
Join me after the break. Jack will bring us around with all the latest sports action, and Roy Woodcock on the East Yorkshire Tourism Awards. Welcome back. You're watching Estuary News. Still to come tonight, Jack brings us a roundup of all the latest sports action, and I'll be joined by Roy Woodcock, who tells me about East Yorkshire's Tourism Awards. Items salvaged from the recently closed John Pettit's Butchers are to be auctioned off later this week. The butcher's shop had been a familiar sight on Grimsby's High Street since 1892, before closing unexpectedly on October the 19th this year. Bidding's already underway for a variety of items secured from the butchers, including jars of chutney and a deep fat fryer. Other items up for grabs include ham stands, a Handman VF80 sausage filler, and a 1.5-tonne forklift truck. The combined value of the items is between £20,000 and £25,000. A special viewing will take place at the Butchers on the 29th of November from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. No appointments are necessary, and the online auction takes place on the 30th of November on CJM Asset Management's website. A Scunthorpe man has been fined after using his garden as a rubbish tip. Environmental health officers visited the home of Duarte Gonçalves Pires in West Street after complaints from residents about rotting food and household waste from his garden. Mr. Gonçalves Pires was given a community order for 12 months, ordered to do 100 hours of unpaid work, and fined £266 investigation costs, £200 costs and an £85 victim surcharge, total of £551. East Riding of Yorkshire Council has made several of its cycle maps available to download onto a smartphone or tablet. The maps are free to download from the council's website. They work on devices that support Garmin, Memory Map or Sat Map. Maps have been produced for Beverley, Bridlington, Driffield, Goole, Holton Price, North Holderness, Pocklington and South Holderness. Paper copies of the maps are still available by emailing transport.policy@eastriding.gov.uk. A new festive ale has been produced especially for Grimsby Town Football Club. Mariners Winter Ale is produced by local brewers Axholme Brewing Company. It comes after several other locally themed ales produced by the brewing company, including Mariners Promotional Ale and Cleethorpes Pale Ale. Co-director of the brewery, Charles Lumley, hopes that his new ale, which is available from this week, will prove to be another step forward in making Axholme Brewing Company a locally recognised brewery.
It's a Grimsby Town themed festive ale, so it's called Mariners Winter Ale, and it's going to be available at my shop and at the football club, at Grimsby Town Football Club. So it's a new beer that's been specially commissioned by the football club. It's been made by Axholme Brewery, and it's a 3.8% bitter that's very, very nice because I've tried it. And since Axholme Brewery introduced Cleethorpes Pale Ale, we've seen a massive growth in our customer base around this area. So lots of businesses here want Cleethorpes Pale Ale, and that's meant we've really focused on this area, as well as Axholme, which is North Lincolnshire, where the brewery is currently based. So we've done quite a lot of community stuff. So we're very involved with the local camera organisation. So we've created a beer for them for their beer festival next weekend. We've done a few other sort of community days as well, and helped out with raffles and prizes and stuff like that. And we're also in the process of trying to move our operation to Grimsby as well, because we're very proud of our heritage and where we come from, and it would be a lot easier to be based here because that's where most of us are based.
Now I'm joined by Roy Woodcock, who's here to tell me about the East Yorkshire Tourism Awards. Roy, welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks. Well, thanks for having us, Hugh. Yeah, good to see you.
How do people want to compete for these tourism awards? If tourist attractions want to get into the game, how do they apply?
Well, it's all done these days online. It's very, very easy and it's free. That's an important thing to stress. And they just need to go to the website, www.visithollandEastYorkshire.com/REYTA, REYTA, because the awards are known as the REYTAs, the Remarkable East Yorkshire Tourism Awards. And they've got until January the 19th to get their entries in, after which a lot of mystery shoppers go out and visit all these wonderful things that we have in East Yorkshire ahead of the awards night itself, which is going to be in March of next year now. And this year it'll be, I keep saying this year, and it'll be in Hull in 2018, March 2018 will be in Hull.
Now, how long have they been going? They're quite old now.
Yeah, they're well established. This is the 9th year of the awards. They've got bigger and better every year. Last year we had a record number of entries. We had more than 500 people come to the awards dinner at the Spa in Bridlington. And it was just a fantastic occasion. And the really good thing about the awards now that they've become established is that all the categories are aligned to the National Visit England Awards. So winners of the Hull and East Yorkshire Awards go forward to compete on a national stage the following year.
So how many categories do you have? And give me a couple of examples, what sort of things?
We've got 14 categories, all the usual suspects. So we're looking for best restaurant, best pub, best hotel, but categories such as bed and breakfast, individual visitor attraction, so events large and small can all enter. Last year, for instance, one of the one-off events, which was the concert for at the KCOM Stadium.
We'll have to leave it there, Roy, I'm afraid.
No,
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Hugh. Thank you.
Here's Jack with all the sports news.
We'll start with football, and it was a disastrous weekend for Hull City. The Tigers threw away a 2-goal lead as they lost 3-2 at home to Bristol City. Hull had led at half-time, courtesy of a scrambled Fraser Campbell goal, his 4th of the season. When Jared Bowen doubled their advantage on the hour mark from close range, it looked as if City were on course for victory. However, strikes from Aidan Flint and Bobby Reid drew Bristol City level to cancel out all of Hull's good work. And with just a minute remaining, Josh Brownhill's 20-yard effort thumped past Hull keeper Alan McGregor to condemn Leonard Slutsky's men to a 9th defeat of the season. With the club sitting in 20th place, former Russia head coach Slutsky finds himself under pressure, with his side winning just 4 of their 19 championship games this season. It's a different story in League One, however, as Scunthorpe United go from strength to strength. The Iron beat top 6 rivals Charlton Athletic 2-0 at Glanford Park to extend their winning run to 6 league games. 2 goals in as many minutes by substitute Josh Morris midway through the second half sealed an impressive win against the Charlton side who were in 4th at the start of play. Morris scored from a free kick before unleashing a fantastic curling effort from range to secure the 3 points for Scunthorpe. It's a result that means Graham Alexander's side are now 4 points behind leaders Wigan in 3rd position. Into League 2 now, and Grimsby Town's recent change of fortunes continued on Saturday. The Mariners won 2-0 away at Barnet to make it 2 wins in a row after their impressive win against Swindon Town last Tuesday. For the second game running, Jamil Matt opened the scoring early on as Town went into the break ahead. Barnet then found themselves down to 10 men when debutant Dwight Pascal was red-carded for a challenge on Siriki Dembele. Grimsby sealed victory through Sam Jones with 15 minutes remaining to ensure an unhappy first home game in charge for Bees manager Mark McGee. Russell Slade's men move up to 12th in the table and are now only 3 points off Coventry City in 6th. In Rugby League, England's win in their World Cup semi-final has meant mixed emotions for 2 of Hull FC's players. England held off an incredible Tonga comeback to win 2018 and set up a clash against Australia in the final in Brisbane. First of all, it was heartbreak for black and white's second rower Sika Manu. He captained a Tongan side who scored 3 tries in the last 4 minutes to set up a dramatic finale. In the final minute of the game, Andrew Fifita crossed over for what would have been a match-winning try, only for it to be ruled out for a knock-on, with England taking the victory. Early Birds prop Scott Taylor could be part of the squad for England's first appearance in a World Cup final for 22 years. Taylor was named on the extended bench in the lead-up to the game, but failed to make the 17. In other league news, Hull Kingston Rovers have announced a player departure. Hooker Zach Docker-Clay has joined Australian side Townsville Blackhawks after being released from his contract with the Robins. The 22-year-old New Zealander made 19 appearances for Rovers last season, scoring 6 tries. And in rugby union, Hull Enzians suffered a heavy defeat in Yorkshire Division 1. The Enzians went into the game 1 place above their opponents in the table, but there were no match for Moortown, who leapfrogged them into 7th place. It is Hull Enzians' biggest defeat of the season, while Moortown have only lost 1 of their last 6 league games. In the live match on Estuary TV, Beverley lost 36-12 away at Scarborough. The home side raced into a 29-0 lead before a Dale Hodgson try and a Phil Deboulay conversion got Beverley on the scoresheet. Scarborough then pressed ahead to lead 36-7, exposing Beverley's poorest defence. In the final play of the match, Luke Hazel scored a consolation try for Beverley, with the final score being 36-12. Scarborough stayed second in Yorkshire Division 1, while Beverley dropped down to 5th. That's all for the sport. Back to Hugh in the studio.
Thank you very much, Jack. Just to mention that Alkborough Choir and others are going to be on Estuary TV on the run up to Christmas. If you'd like to get in touch, email news@estuary.tv or phone Grimsby 01472 31 555. Should be below me now. You can put pen to paper and write to us at Estuary TV, Nuns Corner, Laceby Road, Grimsby, North East Lincolnshire, DN345BQ. Until tomorrow, from all of us here, good evening.